Hi, everybody. Hi.
I'm over here by the fireplace.
So I'm going to read a couple of stories today, or not stories, but just a couple of parts of Matthew, which the adults at church and Pastor Mike is preaching on the book of Matthew. He started last Sunday. So I thought we'd look at a couple of parts of Matthew for some of our younger church members. So anyway, this first part comes from Matthew chapter 13, verse 31. Matthew chapter 13, verse 31. And remember, Matthew is the first book of the New Testament. And here's what it says. You ready, Anna? Come over here. I'll show you what it says. It says, he told them another parable. Remember, a parable is a story that teaches something, all right? And it says, the kingdom of heaven is like a mustard seed, which a man took and planted in the field. Though it is the smallest of seeds, when it grows, it is the largest of the garden plants and becomes a tree, so that the birds of the air come and perch in its branches. So look at this. Do you see this little thing?
Whoa.
That's like a mustard seed. That's a seed. It's not exactly a mustard seed. But look at that.
I'll show you.
Go ahead. Look how small it is.
Really tiny.
So that's pretty small, right?
Okay.
Now, Anna, can you believe that this little tiny thing would grow into a giant tree?
Like,
Yeah, so I want you to keep that in mind. And we're going to jump ahead a little bit, okay?
jump.
We're going to jump ahead here to Matthew chapter 17, verse 20, okay? And here's what it says. It says, so Jesus was with his disciples, and the disciples were trying to drive out a demon, but they couldn't do it. And they asked Jesus why they couldn't do it. And here's what Jesus said. He said, because you have so little faith. I tell you the truth, if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, get up and move from here to there, and it will move. Nothing will be impossible for you. So do you remember last time I was talking about the Holy Spirit? Do you remember Jesus left us a gift of the Holy Spirit? This is one of the things that the Holy Spirit can do. The Holy Spirit can empower people to do miracles, but only if they have faith. And Jesus says you only have to have faith like a mustard seed for you to be able to say to a mountain, get up and move, and the mountain would move.
Get up and move.
Do you believe, and I want to ask you a question. Do you truly believe that Jesus was telling the truth when he said if you had faith, you could tell a mountain to move and it would move? Do you believe that?
Yes.
You do believe that?
Yeah, because Jesus never lied.
Yep, and I want you to listen to this next story. It says this. This is from Matthew 18. At the same time, the disciples came to Jesus and asked, who is greatest in the kingdom of heaven? And Jesus called the little child from the crowd and to stand among them. And he said, I tell you the truth, unless you change and become like little children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. Therefore, whoever humbles himself like this child is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. And so, for all of you kids out there, when I ask Anna if she believes what I just said, you believe it, right?
Yeah.
And you believe it with all your heart. Well, don't ever lose that. Because if you keep that faith when you get older, if you keep that faith, Jesus said that your faith is going to grow from something as tiny as a mustard seed into a great big tree that God will use to bless the whole world. So I want you to keep that in mind. Never lose your belief. Never lose your faith. Okay? Thanks, everybody.
Never lose it.
Bye-bye.